Trump's presidency are no longer distant warnings. They are here, unfolding before you. While many remain unaware, blinded by the administration's relentless efforts to suppress the truth, the rest of the world is watching, and it is responding. Long-standing alliances with key nations such as Canada and Mexico are fracturing inch by inch. The cracks are widening, and the global community is reassessing its trust in the United States. The question is no longer if, but when these relationships will collapse entirely. The consequences will be severe. Every imported product you rely on, everyday essentials, food, technology, will see skyrocketing prices, making even basic necessities unattainable for the average American. What you perceive as a simple rise in costs is, in reality, a calculated strategy. The plan? To systematically dismantle the lower class, to push those already struggling into the abyss of poverty where they will face an impossible choice. Perish or submit to servitude under the wealthy elite. Make no mistake, this is economic warfare, and the target is you. The recent ICE raids are not just about immigration enforcement, they are about control. The Trump administration seeks to reignite the flames of racial inequality and segregation-era policies, erasing diversity to craft a nation built on division and fear. These operations are disrupting local economies, forcing businesses to crumble, and ensuring the economic elimination of the working class. What follows is a society engineered to serve the interests of the few, at the cost of the many. And as the oligarchy takes shape, another darker ideology is creeping into the mainstream. Fascist ideals, once whispered in the shadows, are now being openly embraced. Symbolism matters. Gestures matter. Elon Musk, a figure of immense influence, recently tested the waters with a gesture recognized worldwide as a Nazi salute.
React.
Greetings, citizens of the United States. The effects of Donald Trump's presidency are no longer distant warnings. They are here, unfolding before you. While many remain unaware, blinded by the administration's relentless efforts to suppress the truth, the rest of the world is watching, and it is responding. Long-standing alliances with key nations such as Canada and Mexico are fracturing inch by inch. The cracks are widening, and the global community is reassessing its trust in the United States. The question is no longer if, but when these relationships will collapse entirely. The consequences will be severe. Every imported product you rely on, everyday essentials, food, technology, will see skyrocketing prices, making even basic necessities unattainable for the average American. What you perceive as a simple rise in costs is, in reality, a calculated strategy. The plan? To systematically dismantle the lower class, to push those already struggling into the abyss of poverty where they will face an impossible choice. Perish or submit to servitude under the wealthy elite. Make no mistake, this is economic warfare, and the target is you.
The ultimate goal that these people have in mind is the goal to create a one-world government run by the banking industry, run by the bankers, and they're doing it in sections. The European currency, the euro, and the European Constitution is one part of it. Now they're trying to do it in America with the North American Union, right? And they want to create a new currency called the Amero, right? And the whole agenda is to create a one-world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is getting me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And all money will be in your chips. And so instead of having cash, anytime you have money in your chip, they can take out whatever they want to take out whenever they want to. If they say you owe us this much money in taxes, they just deduct it out of your chip digitally.
Total control.
Total control. And if you're like me or you, and you're protesting what they're doing, they can just turn off your chip. And you have nothing. You can't buy food. You can't do anything. It's total control of the people.
And that chip's connected to a database that has your purchasing records, what you do, what
Everything.
you sell.
Everything is in there, you know? And so they want a one-world government controlled by them, everybody being chipped, all your money in those chips, and they control the chips, and they control people, and you become a slave. You become a serf to these people. That's their goal. That's their intentions.
Eric, can you be specific about when you met Rockefeller, how it happened in these discussions?
I met Rockefeller through a female attorney I knew who called me up one day and said, one of the Rockefellers would like to meet you. I had made a video called Mad as Hell, and he'd seen the video and wanted to meet me and knew I was running for governor of Nevada. So sure, I'd love to meet him. And I met him, and I liked him, and he was but we were friends, and we...
The recent ICE raid...
To Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekakwadash, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, and double honors to the elders at Great Millstone. What you just heard was from anonymous, these hackers. But anyway, I just thought I would bring this out because everything he said was truth. Okay, we are the target, number one, and we are who they want to enslave. The elites want to enslave. We have been preaching this for a long, long time, to warn you, okay? So let's get into the scriptures a little bit. Habakkuk 2 and verses 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. We are at the end, people, all right? You Negroes, Native Americans, Hispanics of the tribes of Israel. At the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. The tokens, the prophecies, all right, are being fulfilled. Okay, he said a mouthful. Okay, he told you that the elites have plans to enslave you. Okay, all right, to crush the economy, and therefore you bow down to their will, okay, in which they will be coming forth with the MOTB, all right, okay. Verses 3 again, let's read that again. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. Okay, who is that talking about? It's talking about Esau, Edom, the one that will have the spirit of Satan in them. Okay, a people, right? But the just shall live by his faith. We're living by faith. Okay. Yea, also because he transgresses by wine his own philosophy, his own way. All right, they don't focus on the Most High. They believe in themselves. Okay. All right. Yea, also, and I'm talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man that rules the earth. All right, they're the ones bringing forth these things in the earth. Yea, also because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell. You see that? He enlarges his desire as hell. That his desire is to obtain all resources and have all control over mankind and everybody, and that is Godship. Okay, that's the Most High. He has that. Okay, he has rulership and control over mankind. All right, through the Spirit. Okay, all right, and he wants this power. Okay, so also because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man. All right, make America great again. Neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell. Okay, and is as death, because when they come to acquire their resources, they usually kill a lot of people. Like over in Gaza, they want to acquire that land, okay, for beachfront property, resorts and stuff like that. All right, and cannot be satisfied. They cannot be satisfied. Okay. In other words, they're never done acquiring resources. Over there in Ukraine, they want the resources out of the ground, okay? The minerals, the rare earth minerals out of the ground, all right? Their tongues fall upon themselves. It's spoken of, I think it's a Psalm 64:8. Trump just said that they will help the Ukrainians, but they have to pay us back with their rare earth minerals. Okay, that's the reason why we're supporting them. It's because of the rare earth minerals that are in the ground. They covet fields and take them by violence. All right, but gathereth unto him all nations. Okay, this is what they're doing, and heapeth them unto him all people. So that's what their goals are. All right, to enslave the world. Okay, through digital technology and AI. There's not a mistake why Elon Musk is at the helm now, because he is going to spearhead this AI system, beast system. All right, mark of the beast system. Okay, he's going to spearhead it. All right. All right. It will be on land, air, and sea. You remember Trump quoted that? Okay. It will be a decent, I forgot how he worded it anyway, tracking system. Entry, exit, visa tracking system. It will be on land, air, and sea, if you can remember that. That's what he's been brought in to do. All right, so Bible fulfillment is at hand. All right, and this is what that the guy in the mask was telling you about. Bible fulfillment is at hand. All right. Psalms chapter 10, verse 1. Why standest thou afar off, O Lord? Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble? And that's what is approaching. Jacob's trouble, great tribulation, famine, and the sword of war. Okay? Just as prophesied by the former prophets. The wicked in his pride, verse 2, doeth persecute the poor. What did the guy in the mask say? He's bringing down the so-called lower class, all right, and putting them in a position where they have to serve the elite. Okay. The wicked in his pride doeth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. This is the device that they have, wicked device that they have come up with to pretty much crush the economy, and only the elite would be able to afford anything, if you can understand that. Only the people that are at the top can afford anything. Everybody else is crushed, and therefore they have to bow down to the elite in their beast system. That's what's coming. All right. For the wicked boasts of his heart's desire, and blesses the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. The wicked through the pride of his countenance. That pride again, the Lord is against that pride, and he calls Esau, Edom, and the Edomites, their nation, the most proud. Okay. The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High. Okay. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. His ways are always grievous, as the so-called Hispanics are finding out, okay, up front, and also the so-called Negroes are finding out that his ways are always grievous. Okay, the removal, the deportations is a huge one. Okay, the prison camps are being set up to put all of us in it. The 12 tribes of Israel, you Negroes, Native Americans, and Hispanics. Okay, so let me read that again. His ways, verse 5, are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. So all the other nations, he's saying, F y'all, you know, we the shit. We make the laws and rules in the world. Okay? He puffeth at them. He has said in his heart, I shall not be moved. They shall never fall out of rulership. Okay? Never be defeated, and so forth. I shall never be in adversity. His mouth is full of cursing, and this is describing Esau, Edom, so-called white man ruling today. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. Okay? All right, so that's what we're dealing with. All right? Let's continue to read on. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places doeth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doeth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. He drew all you Hispanics into his net. All right, come on over here. He drew all the other nations as well, you know, so-called Haitians and so forth, into his net. All right, they said, Biden said it was okay to come over. All right, and they gave them money, lots of money, okay, and gave them housing, and then they snatched the rug from out from under them and said, hey, nah, you know what, you gotta leave. This was all planned and strategic. If you can't see it, you gotta be a crazy person. This was all planned, all right, in order to get to the stage that we're at right now, to have a reason to be able to pass laws against the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, now they're pushing to fast toward that police state, all right, and New World Order governance. Okay, all right. Every day we draw nearer and nearer to a collapse of America. Okay, and mainly the economy. We can see it. All right, it's always been, it's up and down and in the red. Okay. Meanwhile, your commodities markets are rising. Your silver and your gold, mainly gold. All right, it's going to eclipse 3,000. Okay, dollars an ounce. All right, so that's an indicator of the dollar that we have in our pocket is losing value. Okay. Okay, we're seeing the egg prices soar, and no doubt the cost of vegetables are going to rise as well, and your fruit definitely, because there's not going to be anybody to pick these fruit, because they're deporting the so-called Latinos, all right, in which are of the tribes of Israel. Okay, so we're facing a monumental time. We're going into Jacob's trouble. We have reached that point in this movie called the Bible. All right, and the warnings have went out by the prophets. Okay, all over the earth. Okay, the warnings have went out. All right, let's read Habakkuk 2:14. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua, as the waters cover the sea. All right. Okay, so the knowledge of the Lord will cover the world. Okay, and the end is not going to come until the preaching work is done, the sealing of the elect. Okay, and let's go here, Matthew 24:14, and it reads, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." All right, so the preaching work must be done first. All right, before the Lord will allow the end. The ultimate end being the thermonuclear missiles that are going to hit this place from the other nations. All right, Revelations chapter 7. We'll read that in Revelation chapter 7. "And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any trees." The wind being nuclear winds. Okay, if you watch a nuclear explosion of Hiroshima, the implosion, the winds were so powerful they just blew down houses and buildings and trees and everything. Okay, so the angels of the Lord are not going to put the spirit on these nations to bring forth judgment until the sealing of the elect of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, the 144,000, all right, and 1/3 amongst them of all Israel. Okay, verse 2. "And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God," the seal being the word, all right, the understanding, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Heavenly Father. And this will be given to the prophets through the preaching work, okay, through the word. Okay, that's the sealing of the elect. Okay, "And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power, and he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, Hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. All right, and we go down to verse 4. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. You notice it didn't say the whole world, so you Christians need to you need to shut up, okay? All right, it ain't dealing with that Christianity and the whole world of mankind. It's dealing with the elect of Israel, okay? All right, let's get another proof here. We have another prophecy through Ezekiel, which tells us that there will be a time of sealing. They will receive a mark in their foreheads. All right, this would grant them Tawada. That's what it means, that this mark here. The other one in Revelation 3:16 is Charagma, in which is actually a physical mark. This one here is a spiritual one, in which is the sealing of the elect. Ezekiel 9 and 4. Okay, let's take a look at the word mark, what it means. All right. Okay, a mark. All right.
Strong's H8420. Tav.
Okay, Tav. All right. Let's look at the meaning of the word Tav. All right, and it's Tawa, Thawa, actually. All right, so let's see what it means. This mark that they will receive. All right, outline biblical usage. Desired mark, marked as a sign of exemption from judgment. So the sealing of the elect, getting this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, all right, from the prophets, all right, through the word of the Most High, is a sealing, okay, and an exemption from judgment. And that's why it's so important that the elect is sealed, okay? Okay, Ezekiel 9 and 4. And the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Okay, do you see that? Okay, the Lord told the angels to put a mark upon those men that sigh and cry for all the abominations being done in the midst thereof. All right, this is the prophets. That's who he's speaking of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which would be through the descendants of the Israelites, the children of Israel. All right, and to the others, okay, he's talking about the other Israelites. What will happen to them? He said in mine hearing, Go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. So what you have to understand is that that's the reason why we're warning you Israelites to come into the fold. The other nations, they don't have any salvation. Okay, if they're left here in the land and soil amongst the Israelites, they're going to be burned up no matter where the Israelites are scattered to. When those missiles are shot and the Lord returns, they're going to be destroyed. Okay, the only ones who are going to survive is those ones hiding in bunkers and where the missiles don't hit, where the Lord isn't going to be present. Okay, all right. So, all right. So Esau, Edom, believes he is God, and he's bringing forth this new world order. And there's nothing that we can do about it besides serve the Lord, and he will put the spirit upon us of protection. All right. But other than that, you're going to be destroyed. Ain't no food, ain't going to be no food available. There's not going to be no police to help you, nothing. Okay, when all hell breaks loose. All right. All right. This is who he's speaking to, the prince of Tyrus in this, but it's equivalent to the nations today. Okay, Esau, Edom, because the princes of Tyrus were the Phoenicians, the Canaanites, in Africa, and they had ships that were coming over here to the Americas, getting all sorts of resources, and they became quite wealthy nation. All right, and a lot of them supported Israel, the Israelites. Okay, and King Solomon back in the ancient world. This is what he has to say, and this is equivalent to Esau, Edom today. Okay. The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, Thus saith the Lord power, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God. I sit in the seat of the Most High. This is what these Edomites, this is the way they think. In the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man, and not the Most High. Though thou set thine heart as the heart of the Most High, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver unto thy treasures. This is what has happened to the so-called white man. All right. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic, okay, thou hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of the Most High. Behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. Wilt thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am the Most High? But thou shalt be a man, and no God, in the hand of him that slayeth thee. Isaiah chapter 14 and verses 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? This is not Satan. This is the rulership of Esau, Edom. The Luciferians are Esau, Edom elite, the so-called oligarchy that the guy was speaking of in the video. They intend on enslaving Jacob. All right. It says, How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? All right. All these wars that they have fought have weakened the nations. All right. Constantly getting in their business. All right. Performing coups. They performed a coup on Haiti. They overthrew the president, had him put to death. All right, now the country is in a disarray. All right, all because they wish to, they covet the resources that the people have. Okay, all right. It says Isaiah 14 and 12 again. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. And that's what this is all about. They wish, in their mind, they have a God complex, these so-called Edomites, and they think that they are the gods, okay, since they have dominion and rulership. All right, but this is going to be their end. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man, not Satan, okay, that made the earth to tremble, that did shake its kingdoms? All right, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. Right now, as we speak, that's the new American dream for the so-called white man, is they're putting stock into these new prisons that they're coming up with. And who do you think they got in mind to put in there? Jacob. Okay, you Negroes, Native Americans, and Hispanics. All right. But great tribulation is approaching. All right. So we're here to warn you. All right. I always read this here. 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand. So there's going to be a civil war coming. We can see what happened over there in Ohio, how they came together to against the Negroes over there in their community in Ohio, and they brought forth this their Nazi flags and so forth. We see what happened. All right, and we can see that Jacob's trouble is approaching. Okay, so 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. 2nd Ezra 15:14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. That's going to be lockdowns, okay? For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and great tribulation. That's what's coming. Okay? So, what the guy stated in that video, all right, is coming to pass. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rekakwadash. Shalom.